Hey! Chesney did it. She didn't have to let it either. Sometimes she was scared or something. I mean, that's not the important thing is that she's single and it's so beautiful. Yes, like a lot. Take it for donuts.
You really think that explains the situation?
The assumption of man is great or individual. You come in.
Sporting him, even like that. Just
Very expensive stuff.
Thanks.